My people, wonder they say shall never end. Right now, they said, hey, the fear of the Ogun Jaye is the beginning of wisdom in the palace. Right now, from what we are hearing, they said even the elders are running up and down. They are having meetings upon meetings against Kabiyesi. Some people said, how could Kabiyesi go and release Ogunjaye all because of Queen Naomi? This is madness. This is not good. It doesn't mean that Kabiyesi want to clear us. What have we done to deserve this? They said every one of them have something to say. Why Kabiyesi should not release this deadly deity from what we are hearing. They said this deity have been under lock for decades. And that is because the Ogunjeye is not that type that you as an elder, you have a strong protective charm and you can use it to stop the Ogunjeye from getting to you. No, it is not done. It's not that type of deity that you will go and kill, buy a dog or any animal to appease. They said it's not that type. The only person that this Ogunjaye listens to happens to be Kabiyesi himself, you know, and that is why it is a very big problem for these elders right now. Because if it is something that they have access to or they can do something about, they wouldn't mind going to Jabode, going to all those places that they get their strong charms. They might even join forces and the resources together to fight that deity in order for it not to be active. But they said it is not this one, that this is the king's masquerade. The king masquerade that takes order from the king himself alone. So right now they said after several meetings upon meetings, meetings after meetings, some group decided to go and meet Kabiyesi, letting Kabiyesi know that this is too much, that it hasn't gotten to this extent. You know that some people are saying that for the fact that Kabiyesi is not saying anything about this Ogunjaye issue and he's not doing anything, it simply means that Kabiyesi is very angry with everyone. Yes, because Kabiyesi wanted his son to grow up in his palace. All those chiefs and elders who are always coming to the palace to have meetings, they have their children, especially their sons, growing before them. But they don't want that for the king. And do you know the funny part of it? They said some of them used to mock Kabiyesi that his only son is outside and he calls himself a king that cannot manage his own immediate family. And to tell you the truth, I have seen a case this side, as in from where I come from. They said a king was nearly dethroned because of that. And that particular one is not the king himself. Oh. They said it was his brother, that his brother married a woman, as in the king's brother married a woman, and the woman had about 6 boys with 2 girls then, and she had issue with her husband. The woman left the marriage with the children, though they did not return bride price. So the marriage did not end. Along the line, the man, the father of those children, by and this thing happened before the man becomes a king. Oh. Then his brother later become a king. When he became a king, people were expecting him to bring back those boys with their mother, since the father did not collect bride price from the family of the lady, but he did not do it. On one of the meetings that the elders gathered, they said there is no how he will be a king without sorting little issues that happens within his immediate family. That was how they said this man started running up and down. And by the time this thing was happening, those children have grown. Many of them were graduates. What the man did was, because he has connection with the federal government, there is this college of education around this area. He started promising them jobs. I'm sure he gave about 2 people that I know jobs. That was how he was able to convince them. He built a house for the woman before the woman agreed to come back with the children. And that is how he did not lose their throne. If not, the elders that stood against him, they would have dethroned him just because of that. The family is not his immediate one, oh, not to talk of this one that we are talking about, the son of the king himself. So I'm sure Kabiyesi is tired of all this drama, all this setup and everything, and he really wants his son and wife back into his life. And if you guys notice right now, I'm sure Queen Naomi's mind have also been made up to return back to her marriage. There was a time she wasn't ready, especially knowing fully well that these women are there. That is when she says she doesn't like crowd and everything. But right now, she have agreed to reconnect with her husband, but not coming back to the palace. But Kabiyesi wants her to come back. And that is why they said, why he was working towards bringing back with Naomi and Tadenikawo. He started with the full moon ritual, of which we heard allegedly that Iyanifa told him that, look, for Queen Naomi to return back to you and stay with you, there is something you must do. It is against your culture to say you will not continue with some women. If not, there are 3 of them that you need to take away from your wives. But since the culture is that you cannot say you don't want to marry them again, you need to do what is called immunity removal. Because with that immunity remover, they will be very careful not to hurt themselves, not to talk about hurting Queen Naomi, because when you remove the immunity, anything they try to do to Queen Naomi or Tadenika will go back to them. And when they are aware of that, they will comport themselves. They will manage to stay in the palace on their own without hurting themselves, because trying to hurt others will bring hurt to them too. So this is the things they said Kabiyesi have talked about and decided that that immunity will be removed. And that is why no matter who come to beg him, he insisted on that immunity removal, because he knows what he wanted. But the unfortunate thing about that immunity removal, from what we are hearing, is that the elders are solidly behind the women that it will not be removed, especially those that are coming from Ebony's side. They are doing everything humanly. They are ready to drag the king to any length just because of that immunity remover. And Kabiyesi have tried to convince the elders that this does not mean that I'm no longer marrying them. It is not divorce. But the elders who also understand that they understand clearly what Kabiyesi is trying to achieve, but they don't want that, because they want his son to be out there. They want his wife to be out there, so that these other women will be in the palace doing what they like. They insisted. They keep fighting that immunity remover. And that is why Kabiyesi said, okay, since you guys think that you are wise, Kabiyesi went and released the Ogunjaye deity. This Ogunjaye deity, they said that one no dey hear story. That one no dey hear please. That one. And who knows what Kabiyesi told the Ogunjaye. From what we are hearing, the only thing that the Ogunjaye have been doing to the wives were to scare them. And they have been running helter-skelter. They said almost 3 of them have run away from the palace on their own. It wasn't Kabiyesi who said you must leave the palace, so nobody told them to leave the palace, and they ran away. Now the elders themselves, they are restless. They are restless because maybe it will not be the same fate that the wives have, that the elders will have. You know that the wives are still married to Kabiyesi. The immunity have not been removed, so they are still his wife. Maybe Kabiyesi have only told the Ogunjaye to scare them. Why the elders will receive their punishment in full, who knows? They say they have been running helter-skelter, telling Kabiyesi that this is not accepted, that Kabiyesi should go and lock that deity, that it is not okay, that even if it means removing the immunity, that they are ready to support it. That is what we are hearing, if the information is true. Don't forget that these are all alleged unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Okay, thanks for watching. Do well to subscribe to my channel if you're here to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it. Bye.